What are we doing?
We're going hiking.
My good friend Peachy decided to take me on a wondrous journey into the woods with her father and his friend. This was not my first time camping, but it was my first time camping outside of LARP, which is freaking awesome, but not quite the same as going on an excursion and a hike just to camp for the night. We had a very special destination in mind, but sadly there were multiple roadblocks that decided to present themselves to us, starting with a flooded road, which we just could not pass. So we stopped to plan a new route and decided to take a leak, and whilst we were doing this, Peachy decided to make a friend with a snake. She was determined to touch this snake, but we wouldn't let her. Thank goodness.
You don't want to do a good hike, don't come!
So we finally made it to the start of our trail, leading us to the planned campsite. We had prepared ourselves and intended to walk for 21 kilometers to get to our destination, which was a very remote little area off the beaten path, once we got up the road a little bit, that is. But little did we know we had passed another road closed sign without realizing it, and we weren't going to make it there today. They were doing unbounded burn-offs, and for those that don't know what that is, that basically just means that they were burning the land to try and protect it from, all setting on fire during the summer. We didn't realize that until it was too late. That being said, it wasn't a total loss because we got to see some amazing views. I cannot stress this enough. The location that we were hiking on and camping, or planning to camp on, was just breathtakingly gorgeous. But alas, we ended up having to make our way back, and as you can see here is the walk of shame. Everyone was a bit disappointed, and we were trying to figure out what our next move was going to be, because we weren't ready to give up. We had come out here, we had all our gear, we were ready to camp.
What are we doing?
I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm winging it.
After a short stop, we resupplied, put on our positive pants, and we went to another campsite.
What are we doing?
Last week at work, he's like, oh, something. I think he was going to offer him a ciggy or something. I'm like, nah, she's right. She goes, bullshit. I'll put one of your balls in her mouth. I'm like, yeah, all right.
Oh, fine.
Let me put my balls in your jaw.
Balls in your jaws. Can I?
Can I
put my balls in your jaws?
Inappropriate dad jokes are such a vibe. We rested and recuperated, and then we set up our camp. And afterwards we decided we'd go for a walk to watch the sunset. And my god, it was gorgeous. One of my top 5 favorite sunsets that I've ever seen in my life. I mean, just look at that. Look at that. So pretty. We got to cooking a meal. Peachy and I, both being vegetarians, had some veggie sausages and some delicious rice with some mixed herbs and spices. And my gosh, camping food is just the best. It tastes so good when you're out there and you're cooking it on the spot and on the go. And then after that, Peachy's father and I set up a fire together, and we all settled in to rest. Played some music, told some stories, had some laughs. It was very relaxing. After everyone had gone to sleep, I stayed up to watch the fire, and I went for a walk while I was doing this, because that's exactly how you watch a fire. You leave it and go for a walk. I'm joking, I made sure the fire was well safe before I left it. But yeah, I went for a walk, I communed with the tree spirits, had a fun old time. This was an old fallen tree that had fallen down. It was really cool. And then I took some pictures of the night sky before I went to bed myself. The next day rolled in. It was quite a cold, a bit of a chilly morning, but I've definitely had worse. And thankfully, the cold made for some really nice pictures as the morning sun rays reflected off of the water droplets on all the grass and the leaves and all the tiny little spider webs that had been made overnight that had just appeared in the grass in the morning. Thankfully, our new campsite was near some toilets and water tanks and such, so I was able to rinse off a little bit in the morning, which is not a creature comfort that I would have had if we'd gotten to our original campsite. My skin gets dry and sore really easily, so it was kind of a blessing, I'm not gonna lie. We packed down camp and dragged our gear up a little bit closer to where the car was going to be before we went for a morning walk.
They say like do it in Yankee or whatever.
You need 3 beers or 6 rooms.
This is a beehive.
Oh, I got the
Honeycomb.
Alright, yeah. Track me in the ass, Rhonda.
Rhonda said no, she's okay.
Well, the bees is going in there.
Must be still asylum or something. Those kinds of people.
That's cool as hell. The flash gives it like it lights up the inside and the outside a little bit, but the rest of it's dark. And it's really...
Put your hand in there and get some.
Beer grills.
The honey in there would taste fucking amazing from the native flowers.
Bees deliver a brute of a bite.
Straight up.
Did you get collagen injections on your lips? No.
Bee. Honeycomb.
Oh, that's so cool.
Bees! I can't wait for Mel to see those photos.
What are we doing?
I'm going to the cemetery.
Why are we going to the cemetery? Are you going to bury me?
Yes. Goodbye.
Pretty sure you need a permit to bury people in the cemetery. So a little bit further down the track, Peachy yet again tried to make a very dangerous friend. But...
Oh, hello, Nake. Jeez, we're coming across some nakes this weekend.
No, don't touch it.
I'm not going to. You are scared, and that's okay.
This time at least, she just tried to take a picture instead of patting it.
No. I couldn't get it.
Cool, eh?
I'm admiring from a
I
distance
don't know
now.
the last time I saw fucking 3 snakes in 2 days.
You guys better fuck right off.
We arrived at the very small cemetery where 5 people were buried, in only 3 graves. We, being fans of the macabre and spiritual things and ghostly stories, enjoyed looking over these burial sites and just thinking about the kind of lives that these people must have led. Peachy, being the current custodian of my camera, took some really beautiful pictures and thanked the dead for allowing us to visit their final rest site. As cool as these graves are though, it's kind of macabre, so let's lighten the mood up a little bit. Once we left the cemetery, we got back on the trail for the rest of our walk, cleaning up whatever rubbish we found along the way.
Ah, fucking cum sock. Bloody hell, mate.
Yep, we picked that up too. As gross as it was. This road we were walking up was taking us up to a sand dune, so it got progressively harder to trudge. I may have fallen over right there at the last bit. But when we got to the top, we had some pretty beautiful views. Peachy and I took a couple of photos. You could see the ocean on the other side of that horizon there that you're looking at right now. And on all other sides it was mountains, mists, and pastures as far as the eye could see. We trudged our way back down, which was actually easier than getting up there, and we saw some cows that had been put out to nibble on some grass. I apologize for the overexposure. This was my first time using the GoPro that I had just picked up. This was kind of like its field test, and it worked fairly well, aside from when there was too much sunlight. I think I figured out how to fix it for next time. As usual, Peachy was very determined to try and touch the snoot of the cows and give them a little pat. At least this time it's not a venomous snake that, if you piss it off, could bite you and send you to hospital. Hey guys. What if you try sitting lower?
Nah,
No?
they're timid. It's okay.
Peachy tried her best to be relaxing and like convince them that she was safe, but even though they were super curious and seemed really docile and friendly, they also seemed really, really nervous of humans as well. So eventually she gave up and walked away. I tried for just a little bit longer. I picked up some grass, held out my hand. If you look very, very carefully, if you watch just a little bit closely, you can see I managed to touch this beautiful girl's snoot. Give her a little boop.
There's a good cow.
Cows really are just really big puppies. And yeah, that was pretty much it. We ended up picking up a lot of random rubbish that people had just sort of dropped along the trail. Bottles and tissues, used bits of plastic wrappers and such.
Come, sock.
It was sad to see just the sheer amount of crap people leave behind because they can't be bothered carrying it to a bin. But yeah, that's been my bard tale for today. I hope you all enjoyed it. I apologize again for the overexposure and just the lack of footage that I got. This is my first time, so
It's my first day.
So I'm a little bit of a novice at it, but hopefully I'll get better over time because I will be going on more adventures and I will definitely be doing more bard tales. And thank you again, Peachy, and to your wonderful father for taking me on this adventure.